Hey everybody, and welcome back to Hollow Knight Silksong! Last time, we took the fleas up on their offer to have us come and visit them one final time as we played the Festival of the Flea, and we smashed the scores of all 3 minigames, earning us our final needle upgrade. That's not the right screen. Here we go. Our final needle upgrade, the Pale Steel Needle. It now does more damage than ever before. This time, we're finally gonna go after That's not what I meant to do. We're finally gonna go after the second old heart that I wish to track down in the middle of Blasted Steppes. Or so you would think. You would think it's in the Blasted Steppes, or maybe even the Shellwood, but actually, the way to access this is not quite as it seems. This is not the right way to the Bellway Station. Let's go down. Do you say anything new? Soon, Pavo, I shall guard the... Okay, yeah, you say the same thing. You have anything? I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything because, you know, I could very well be missing stuff. You never know. Let's see, what do I have equipped? I have Wanderer Crest, and I also have the Sprinting Shoes, which I may as well take. I mean, I don't really use this enough. I got this fun new Silk skill we got last time as well. Definitely going to give that more time in the sun. In the sunlight? In the sun? Yeah, the spotlight. Well, whatever. Long Claw and Weave Light, sure, those work. Silk Shot, sure, that works. Magnetite Brooch and Magnetite Dice and Compass. All my favorite yellow tools. Bam. Alright. I'm happy with this build. Let's take it onward. The Blasted Steppes. So, one big complaint many people have with Act 3, including myself, honestly, is kind of how difficult it is to find your way to these old hearts. I think the Coral Tower is by far the easiest old heart to reach because it's a place you may have already been before earlier in the series. That is not the case with the remaining 2. Hello, sir. Oh yeah, I guess I could say a little fun fact while I'm doing this. I may have said this fun fact in a previous video. If I did, then sorry, I just can't remember. It's been like 6 months since I started the series, something like that. Actually, whenever you kill an enemy, I believe the save file keeps track of whether or not you've killed any enemy out in the world. And even though this doesn't seem to do anything, it's implied that maybe in an older version of the game, in an earlier build of the game, the judges in the Blasted Steppes would ignore you if you hadn't killed any enemies up to that point. Because, like, according to the laws of this land, killing an enemy is a sin for the pilgrims. The judges would punish pilgrims who have sinned by attacking them. And so, obviously, they punish you if you've attacked anything. However, I believe in the current version, they will attack you no matter what. It's entirely possible I'm wrong on that, but yeah, it's a thing. Anyway, though, pretty sure the save file does have, like, a variable that says, has killed, true or false. And so, yeah, it is keeping track of that, but it doesn't do anything with that info, if I'm not mistaken. And besides, you kind of have to defeat bosses on the way to Blasted Steppes, unless there's some secret way around them, which, you know, knowing this game, there probably is. Anyway, yeah. One of the biggest problems people have with Act 3 is the lack of direction towards how to find these remaining 2 old hearts, because in order to reach this one, you'd think you'd have to go through Blasted Steppes. You'd think you'd have to go somewhere around here. No. You'd think you'd have to climb up to the roof of Shellwood, or that there'd be some kind of thing you can silk soar up into. No. The answer is to go into the Grand Gate. Let me just heal real quick before I lose all the silk able to do so. Gonna tap it real quick. Yeah, because if I do it like that, I can save silk. You gotta go all the way into the Grand Gate, walk forwards, go into the elevator shaft, or at least I assume that's what you did. Okay, maybe you can't access the elevator shaft from this direction. Oh my god, do I really have to circle all the way down through the underworks? I guess so. I guess we have to do that. You know what? Fine. We can silk soar up through this room. I'm pretty sure there's a Ventrica station in here, so we could just take that into the underworks and go from there. But yeah, the only way to access this old heart is to go into the elevator shaft that took you down to the underworks in the first place. How you are supposed to know that that's where you need to go to reach this old heart, I have no idea. But I suppose at this stage in the game, Team Cherry's like, you know, the players are committed to exploring and finding everything, so why not make some of the main progression paths forward stupidly obscure? Why not, you know? They might enjoy it that way. There is no Ventrica station at the Grand Gate. I seem to remember there being one, but I guess I was wrong. Okay. Well, I guess we're going in here anyway, then. What would be quicker, then? Oh, look at this. This fan is no longer in business, though there is still a fan in here. Oh, it's in the background, I see. So actually, Act 3 may have destroyed the world, but we made that room a little less hazardous. So you know what? I think it's a good thing. Alright, so we're right here. Yeah, we may as well. The Ventrica station is not going to be faster at this, right? Alright, hey, buddy. And hey, while we're on this road, we might end up finding another, void mass. I actually kind of hope so. Hey, look, we did! I did not plan that, I swear. I do not remember where all the void masses are. I just happened to stumble upon this one. Alright, let's do this. Yes, sure, go after the fat guy instead of the actually capable one, you know? I mean, true, the fat guy can deal 2 damage just from me touching him, but so can this guy, he's voided. Okay, I'm gonna heal. I don't think I have yet seen critical hits actually help me. Alright, yes, they do go after the void masses. Good. Still haven't used my silk shot yet, but that's kind of because I've been saving it. I don't know how I am doing on shell shards. Let me see real quick. I could probably afford to use my silk shot. Let's go for it. There we go. Bam. How many more of those do we need? We just need 2 more. Okay. Well, let's hope I can find the 2 more on the way down to wherever I'm going. That would be very convenient if I could just, you know, get that quest done in a natural way. I tried to farm for it at the end of last time. Didn't end up working out, though, unfortunately. Got a bench. I shall take it. Oh, wait. I keep forgetting. You gotta sit on the bench for a little while longer. Charge! I'm gonna keep going with this build. Oh, yes. I have been informed by someone that, I think last time I probably, or at least one of the previous videos, I was complaining about the fact that, Shaman Crest's bind will cancel itself in midair if you do it in midair and you're too high up off the ground. Turns out, if you just hold down the bind button the entire time, Hornet actually will descend all the way down to the ground and heal. That's an important... I kind of wish it wasn't that way, because, like, normally you have to fully commit to your binds. And so, I'm not sure why... I guess, like, maybe you do it, you see it's a mistake, and then you can escape, even though you've used the silk to bind, you can still at least move out of the way and not fully commit yourself to the healing animation, so maybe it is, like, a benefit that way, but I kind of wish shit like that was explained, you know? Maybe there's some NPC who says it somewhere, but it would be the most obscure thing in the world if true. Ah, I can hear the Underworks theme. Oh, you know, while I'm in the area, I could always venture back to... I'm getting YouTube notifications because I just posted my most recent main channel video. I could always pay a visit to this guy. I believe this is where the big dude Loam is? Let's see how he's holding up in these trying times. Ah, well, okay. His stupid voided health bar. Ow! Owie! Honestly, I kind of prefer taking the hit from those blobs directly to taking the hit from the little saw blade axe things that come out of them because, you know, the latter has a much longer animation for it. Alright, thank you, fellas. This is where you access him, right? Or this is the right direction, right? Direction, right, direction, right, direction. No, this is not. This... Oh my god, this world layout sometimes, I swear. Got 2 entrances on the right that don't really have enough distinctly different about them to be memorable in my head. Like, the first game did that sometimes as well. I think it did so mostly in the Forgotten Crossroads, but even then, it's not that hard to remember. Like, you have one long hallway that's the top layer with the Black Egg Temple. You have one that's an intermediate layer with not much to it, honestly. You have, and then you have the bottom one that has all those gomes or whatever. I think that's what they're called, right? Gomes? Like, you know, they're very distinct. The 3 horizontal hallways in, Forgotten Crossroads are very distinct, whereas with this area, I just can't remember, like, what's where. There's so many freaking areas to keep in my head as is. Rustling the chains. Okay, yeah, it should be around here that the dude is. Ah! Ah, my god, gotta sweep. Nope. Gotta stop. Alright, this is where he is. I've been saying this like 70 times, and he's dead. Yeah, big Sag, but unfortunately, the woes we have caused by us beginning Act 3 were too much for him. Breathe. Run. I suppose in this case, he is finally free. Just, you know, not in the most ideal of ways. I like how there was a little bit of dust coming off of his corpse to tell me that I was on the right track by playing Needlin. Oh yeah, and there's also the, you know, the special magic cobwebs in the air. That indicates that you need to play the Needlin here and you'll get something. Or at least you'll get dialogue. You might not always get something tangible. I mean, you never really get anything tangible in video games because, you know, it's all digital, but you know what I mean. Oh, why did I freeze? Don't do that, please. I mean, it's fine if you do it once or twice, but just don't keep it up. Don't make it a habit. Smack. Smacka. Oh, no. Actually, I think I can totally just... Yeah, I could totally just cross that with Claw Line. It's because, like, you know, this place is the first area of Act 2, so it's designed assuming you don't have Claw Line or Double Jump, so... Once you have those, you don't need to care at all about the platforms anymore. Alright, now down to where we're actually headed. The Grand Gate and... Hi! Hey, remember when I was just wishing to find the remaining 2 of these? Here's one. There we go. Okay, just one more. Just one more and we'll be good. We'll be golden, just like the Citadel once was. Which no longer is. Righty, this is where all of the temporary benches are. Seems we've destroyed all but one, which is good. Good that we still at least have one. Do I want to change crest before continuing? I don't know. I think I'll keep Wanderer Crest on for a while. I don't really use it enough, I think. Also, did the Silksong ability there just play a song? I mean, it makes sense because it is named Silksong, but did it just play Ava's singing? Because if so, that's amazing, and I love that. Alright, here we are in the elevator shaft, after taking the long way around to get down here, because why would the player ever be allowed to open this door at the top and create a convenient shortcut to traverse the world faster, am I right? Why would that be a thing? We don't do that here. This is Hollow Knight. The way we made the world in the first game was an accident. We didn't mean to make it that good. Okay, sorry. Right here, breakable wall. I gotta, you know, actually aim it better. There we go. Breakable wall that takes us to a side tunnel, which appears to lead back towards Shellwood. I'll be honest, I've completely forgotten what this little area looks like, so I might be in for a bit of a surprise. Oh, here's a shortcut. That's not the most useful shortcut in the world, but I guess it's nice to not have to wall jump up those walls, or perhaps... Hold on. Come on, hold on. Wanna do it, but unfortunately the walls were too high. You know, it's more convenient than having to wall jump up the walls, or perhaps dash up the walls like I keep forgetting you can do. I don't know, man. I'm too used to wall jumping from the first game, so that's what I'm gonna stick to. Anyway, though. Hello there. You are a voided flower dude. You are not a new enemy. No, that's just all you were. Hold on, I hear another one, though. I hear another one, though. Silksong? No. Interesting. Okay. Oh, up there. I see now. So I do need Silksong, just not exactly where I thought I needed it. Okay, looks like we need to knock this down. It'll create a hole for us. Okay. Nothing here. Cool. Just a little ledge to rest. Get your double jump back or your double jump or your... I was gonna say claw line, but no, you have unlimited claw lines in the air. Okay, excuse me? Who shat in your breakfast this morning? Jesus. Okay, there we go. We got rid of you. This is a very fun Silk skill. Might become one of my favorites in the game, honestly. If it wasn't Act 3 exclusive, it would be. Then again, though, Threadstorm's just too good. Since the dudes, or the projectiles go where they feel like it, it's not really as controllable as something like Threadstorm. Just like, you know, the projectiles could always end up going the wrong way to the enemies you don't want it to kill. Cool, okay, so we've made a little shortcut here. Is there anything else this way? Before I continue. I hear that there's more enemies ahead. More voided enemies ahead. I just wanted to see if there was anything else here. Aside from you, doesn't appear to be. Shell shards. I am full on those. Well, it was worth a thought, right? it was worth a shot or something. I don't know. I don't know what the right word was there, but I said it. I said a word, and we shall go with that. We shall go with whatever word I said. Yes, our last Void Mass! Yes! I didn't realize the Void Masses were louder than the voided enemies, but I guess that makes sense. Bam! So we can go claim ourselves a Mask Shard after this. After we explore whatever this is. Yeah. You're thinking what I'm thinking, right? It's time for a boss. Let's go. Halt, stranger. I am charged forever to guard the sacred shrine beyond. Any who wish to pass must cross their weapon with my own. Sure, you got it. Shrine Guardian Seth. This guy, really fun battle, but I would like you to pay attention to his music. Okay, can I just talk about how clutch of a save that was from Magnetite Dice? Holy shit! Anyway, oh my god, yeah, this guy's hard. I remember now. He's crazy, he's all over the place, but his theme is very somber and, like, sad sounding. And there's a particular reason why. I'll talk about that afterwards. For now, though, we just gotta focus on this fight. This is not an... I can't go there. Okay, I thought I could go there, but I guess not. I guess I can't go anywhere. I can't go anywhere that I want to. No, it's fine. We're right here. We're right here. We're right back. Let's go. Wanderer Crest may not have been the greatest choice for this, but hey, I went with it anyway. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Yep. Every attack does too. As is the case with every boss in this game, basically. Every boss since Bell Beast. Get him. There we go. His combos are definitely a lot more unconventional than the average Silksong boss, which does make sense. Okay, there we go. Oh god, oh god. He feels like kind of a souped-up Lace in a weird way. Maybe not a souped-up Lace, but he feels a lot similar to Lace. Alright, there we go. Gotta do this. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Go for a Silk Shot here. So he always follows up the explosion with something. If you're close enough, he'll do that. If you're far away, though, he'll just switch to a different attack. Throw that, teleport to the other side, he'll slash it twice in the face like that, and then you won't react to it in time, and then you'll die because you're not that good at this game. Yeah, you heard me, right? You're not that good at this game. Me losing? It's your fault. How could you? How could you forsake me like this, guys? Hey. Come on now. I like his little there. Sounds like he's having a eureka moment. Seems like healing in the air is the best thing to do against this guy. He has not even tried to interrupt a single one of my heals yet. How did I forget he does that? He does that like every time and I somehow forgot. Okay, nope, can't do that. Nope, can't do that either. Okay. Oh no, I thought I was able to get a stagger hit on him. That's fine. We got this. Oh, okay. This is where his theme also gets amazing. There we go. I'm in full focus mode now. I don't really know what's different in this phase. I think he just changes his combos around slightly. Maybe he attacks more frequently, something like that. hopefully I still have enough. I do not have enough, and he just, like, undid most of my heal in an instant. Because that is just my luck. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Okay. Oh, Magnetite Dice, thank you. Seriously, that's one of the best abilities in this game. Yeah, he can definitely chain more shit together than he could before. Gonna go for it. Bam! Bam! Got it with the Silk skill! That was awesome! That was an awesome finisher! Well, hope you weren't hurt too bad, buddy. Okay, can't hit his little shield around, his little symbol shield there. Or I guess his little hat shield? I don't know. Hard to tell exactly what it is. Eternal Defender of Shellwood Shrine. His pin and symbol? Oh, it is a symbol. Okay. Why is it so small, then? If it's supposed to be like a thing from the human world, why is it so small? Anyway, show many marks of their use. He offered fair warning and challenge, a duel in the purest sense. I admire his honor and his skill. So, Shrine Guardian Seth, like many other characters in not just the first Hollow Knight, but also this game, was made by a fan. By a fan of the game. However, this particular fan was quite special, as 5 years ago, they passed away from cancer. And in there, I think, like, I don't know exactly what the story was, but, like, one of their wishes was that they could have a video chat with Team Cherry. And they did. They were able to actually get that, and at the end of the call, Team Cherry said, hey, you want to make a character? You want to make a boss fight for our game? And so he did. Shrine Guardian Seth is his creation. This person was named Seth Goldman as well. I don't believe I said their name yet, but yeah. Or his name, I guess. Yeah. He was able to make a boss fight for the game, and even though he did not survive until Silksong's release, unfortunately, he did at least get to see the boss fight in action. And I think that's super cool. I love it when games honor people who have passed in ways like that. Kind of like what Sonic Mania did with that one Sonic ROM hacker, Jimmy, or whoever, where, like, the Moto bug and one of the last bosses in the game is based on a ROM hack he created. But yeah, I always love it. It's always so cool to see. And so I felt like I had to share that. And that's also probably part of the reason why he has such a somber boss theme. Anyway, though, the way is clear. We have now found Shellwood Shrine. And I suppose this place being hard to reach is accurate with how Shellwood is made up of a bunch of, like, really hardened roots and plants and things like that. It's really hard to get around anywhere. Still, though, I kind of wish this place connected from Shellwood. I kind of wish you could find this area in multiple ways, that the Grand Gate elevator shaft is just one of the many ways, or maybe you could find it away from Blasted Steps, maybe you could find it away from Shellwood. I don't know. I think that would be cool. And it would also, you know, stay true to the spirit of Hollow Knight. Because that's exactly how the first game worked. And the sequel obviously has to work exactly the same as the first game, right? Here we honor the seed that sprung the wood. By her grace may all bugs pass safe to join us and our song. Before going in, my tip to you is, do not bring Shaman Crest. As long as you do that, you should be fine. Let's go. That anger, sir! Stop that playing this instant! Nyleth, a very pretty boss, but also a very pretty easy boss considering, you know, Act 3 and all that. She has lots of AoE-based moves and can fly around the room from wall to wall, and there's a wall for you to cling on and all that good stuff. And aside from that, I mean, it's not terribly difficult of a boss. You can even press Windows key, thanks Obama. You can even, launch those spike balls she launches right back into her. And then, in a quick phase 2, she removes the floor of the arena, and now you have to fight entirely in midair. This is why I do not recommend Shaman Crest. I also don't recommend getting hit. That's also a good idea, because obviously Shaman Crest's bind has to be done on the ground. If you bring that crest, that means you have no way of healing aside from Plasmium File, and you can't even use Plasmium File because, yeah, okay. My bad, I will never call your fight pretty easy again. Holy, I get it. Yeah, so I'm very out of practice with these bosses. It's been a long time since I fought them last, so that's my excuse anyway. Let's get right back in. One unfortunate thing, but considering this is the first time I have died to one of these old heart bosses, yes, you do have to, like, you know, play the song, go back into the dream every time. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's still kind of annoying. The animation's a little bit long, and, you know, compared to the first Hollow Knight where the dream bosses, you know, you'd be back in their dream realm in an instant, basically. Definitely feels like a bit of a step back in that regard, but otherwise it's fine. And at least they have a better run back than most of the bosses in this game. Gonna go with that. Okay, go. Go, 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 go. Gotta go fast. Sonic, go fast. Sonic, go faster, 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 faster. Bam, bam. Okay, there we go. And there goes the grab. For some reason, I was going to start, like, releasing my... I was trying to start releasing the Silk skill. So then I stopped moving in anticipation of it. And then just never released the Silk skill. So, yeah. Alright, considering that binding is going to be a little difficult in this battle, I might just want to focus my attention on Silk skills. You know, despite my lack of a Shaman Crest. Silk Shot is also a great red tool for this. It pauses me mid-air partially, and, you know, goes all the way over to her. At least this version of Silk Shot is. Alright, bam, bam. Okay, okay, bam. Ah, crap. I keep forgetting Drifter's Cloak exists. Should you fall into the spikes below, you are given a solid platform for a brief amount of time so you can get your footing back. What? What even? The spike ball had to come up and interrupt me at the worst time. At least I didn't take the 2 damage from the big blast, but still. Still, though, come on. Also, yes, Nihilith does have the exact same music as Shrine Guardian Seth. In fact, in the soundtrack, this is just Nihilith's theme. Like, that's what it's called, but yeah. It's a bit weird when you actually pay attention to it, but I didn't pay any attention to that in my first run of the game, so I didn't notice it at all, nor care. Oh well, though, it's still a great boss theme, no matter what. No matter who it's used for. Oh god, oh god, oh god. And you know, Nihilith probably deserves it just as much as Seth. Perhaps even more. You never know. Wow! That was satisfying. Your life, we are growth. What world without us? Are you sure you're the only ones who are life and growth? To be fair, though, looking at the state of Farloom, what world without you? Yeah, I know, right? It's kind of fricked up here. Obtained the Pollen Heart. It beats faint and fast. Let's take a look at what that looks like in our inventory. Oh, wow. Kind of like a bunch of bees. Interesting how the Plasmium Gland isn't one of the hearts, but I guess that makes sense. I like how they beat faster when you have them selected. That's cool. Well, only one more heart to go. That we know of, anyway. In the meantime, what shall I do? That objective marker did give me a reminder. Ah, yes, Nihilith. Ancient heart of Shellwood connected to all its living things. Ah, you're the core of Shellwood. I see. Her presence would once have maintained the wood's fragile order, allowing the safe passage of bugs across its branches. And now, Shellwood has just succumbed to the haunting just like every other area in this frickin' game. So this is currently the only wish I have. We did the, whatchamacallhim, the consumed gourmand or whatever. That wasn't Garmond, not Gourmand. That's Wild Kratts I'm thinking of. We did that wish last time. We have this wish. I don't know if there's any other wishes beyond this point, so I don't know. We'll have to see. I did read this, right? Yes. By your grace, male bugs pass safe to join us and our song. Well, unfortunately, the bugs weren't passing safe, so I helped fix that. Worry not. So I believe that is it with this area. I believe it is just like a dead end with the Shellwood Shrine in it. I don't think it connects anywhere else. I could look up a map on the wiki to see if that's actually true, but in the meantime, I still have like half an hour to kill before the video's truly done, so I don't really know what to do though is the thing. I'm running out of things to do. Memoriam. I believe though there is a little bit more to see in Greymore now that we have fought Shrine Guardian Seth. So I guess I could be on the lookout for that, and maybe, who knows, maybe something else will unlock itself as I go. Because I know there is more that hasn't unlocked itself yet. And I would like to see those things. Please, I could just do this. At least assuming that this area is just a dead end, it doesn't connect anywhere else, I could just do this. Oh yeah, there's still a memory locket I don't have. I might want to look up where that is, just in case I can obtain it right now, and I just haven't, because I've missed it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure, if I check real quick, my Shaman Crest does not have every slot unlocked. Nope, there's still one blue tool slot I don't have. That is a blue tool slot, right? I guess I don't really know what it is until we find out. Maybe it's just a yellow jewel slot or something like that. Let me check that real quick. Okay, indeed, there is one more I don't have. It is on the way to the last old heart. So I think I'm gonna wait on that for a while. For now, there's actually something else I wanted to look up. Okay, so there is something I've had on my mind for a while now, and that is a special area of Cogwort Core that should have something new for us. It's right down here. Oh, we should be able to get a special item from there. We can also revisit this guy, I guess, on the way. Maybe... Nah, I think I might tackle whatever there is to see in Greymore last, depending on how things go, of course, because, you know, things might not go the exact way I expect them to, but whatever the case, I don't know. I kind of don't really know what I'm saying. Let's start off by just heading towards there. Let's go to Cogwort Core. Let's see what this mysterious thing I'm alluding to is. Is there any Ventrica that takes me close there? Because I would, or sorry, close to there, because I would very much like it if that was the case. There is the one in High Halls that probably gets me the closest out of anything. I could take a brief visit to Songclave, actually. Let's do that. Just in case there's any other wishes I don't know of yet that, that we can now claim. Whee! This must be so much fun to ride in, the Ventrica. I wish they were real. I wish it was safe to have elevators like that in real life. No. Nothing new up here. I assume Sherma has nothing new to say, though I do have 2 old hearts, so maybe he does. He's now my... Okay. I think his story is concluded. I don't think Sherma's gonna have anything more to do. Let's swap out Fractured Mask for something, just because. Since we have the... Actually, no. Let's go with Claw Mirrors, because I'm gonna be on the ground more frequently. This means a higher chance of me actually hitting enemies that I'm fighting. So we'll put on Claw Mirrors. I think that would do. I think that would go well with the Shaman Crest Bind. There we go. Finally got the words out after all this time. You proud of me? And then we shall head up and make our way to Cogwort Core. What is that in the background? It's just like a little Luma fly back there. What is it doing? Just chilling, you know, I'd probably do the same. Hi! Hello, Second Sentinel, how are you? You mind if I help you here? Here, let me help. Bam! Bam! Perfect. We make a great team, you know? Then you can fly up into the ceiling, into the Memoriam where I guess more enemies await. Is there anything to see if you Silksong out here? I am right in the area. Let's go check, just in case. Just in case there is. Hi-ya! I suppose if there's any other fun facts I can say about this game and about Act 3 in particular, there is a ton of special dialogue for events that you haven't triggered yet, but you've entered Act 3. So, like, if you enter Act 3, but the Flea Caravan isn't in its final resting place, I'm sure they have special dialogue for that. It must have been so much freaking effort to have to write all that extra stuff or, like, plan around what the player is gonna do in their playthrough, because, of course, the way I approach this series is I got everything done before going to Act 3, but that's not how you have to play. You can get as much done as you want before entering Act 3, so, you know, or as little done as you want, I suppose, is the more accurate wording. Okay, is there just an invisible wall up here? I'm assuming there is, but You know, would be cool if there was a secret. No, there's nothing. Okay. Sag. Back we go, then. But yes, I am going to be missing most, if not all, of that dialogue, just based on the fact... just based on how I've been approaching the series. Just thought I'd let you know about that. Alright, backeth we goeth. I suppose, while I'm backtracking, I could, real quick, give my full thoughts on, like, the perks and the equipable stuff in this game, because, like, I've had a lot of time to think about it over the last days, and I think I have a... You know, I have a somewhat concrete, formulated opinion on them, so let's go. As I've said in the past, back in the Biowater episode, I want to say, it was either that or the episode after, I have said that I much prefer the first Hollow Knight's charms to the tools in this game, on the whole. At least the passive effect tools, the blue and yellow tools. I much prefer Hollow Knight's charms to them. And I think overall, this game makes up for how kinda lame the blue and yellow tools can be sometimes in comparison. It makes up for that by having red tools, silk skills, and also crests. Hornet is way more customizable in this game than the Knight was in the first game, and it definitely shows, and I think that does carry a lot of weight. So even if I don't love the blue and yellow tools, the customizability in this game is still really cool and really impressive, and there's a lot of ways you can play... Can I stop falling into that, please? You know, there's a lot of ways you can play this game, and I am glad that, unlike a Soulsborne game, for instance, you are given the freedom to, what am I trying to say here? Oh, hi, a Void Mass. I forgot to turn that wish in, I just realized. Whoops, my bad. That's fine, I'll get to it later. We'll get to it when we get to it. Can I please have silk? Can I please have a silk, please? I'd like to have some silk, please. Please. Nope, okay, there goes all my silk. Alright, who needs silk anyway? There we go. But yeah, the fact that you can customize Hornet so much, I think makes up for the sometimes very lame perk effects from the blue and yellow tools. With that being said, okay, I believe now that we've arrived at our destination right here, Silksong up here, and there is a new special secret room. You heard of fighting one Cogwork Clapper, now get ready for 2 Cogwork Clappers! The horror! How will we ever win this? I forgot that that's how the bind works. Well, egg on my face. Oh god. Oh god. Whatever will we do? And then I just fuck up because I forgot. I'm just too used to being able to bind midair. Can you blame me? But yeah, anyway, I love the red tools, for example. I think that's my favorite aspect of the customizability in this game is the red tools, because to me, that's kind of like the proper way to do consumable items in a game of this style. I don't know about you, but whenever I play a Soulsborne game, I never really use the consumable items. If you're lucky, I might use a firebomb or a pine resin here and there at the very beginning of the game when they're most useful to me, because later on, in the pine resin's case, I end up getting some kind of magic weapon that doesn't accept them anyway, or, you know, I have so many better options than to use a frickin' firebomb. So yeah, if this game is gonna have consumable items, I'm glad it was done like this, where instead of having to, like, find a shop to buy more, though in games like Bloodborne and... God damn it, I forgot again! In games like Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3, the shop is really centralized, so you can easily replenish on them. Still, though, they kind of, like, lose their worth as the game goes on. Their damage is supposedly does scale with your stats. The problem is, I don't think it scales enough, and you can't upgrade them the same way you can upgrade weapons, so it's still not that good. Okay. I killed one of them. Having one of them down is great. Bam! That was very close. But I'm glad that we won. They drop for you Pristine Core. I believe this is just another memento. Oh, no, it's not. Breaks into 220 shell shards. Interesting. Well, it is kind of a unique shell shard giving item, so I think I'll just keep it in my inventory, if y'all don't mind. But yeah, that's all it is. Secret room with a special item. Yeah, that was it. Let's go back to the fast travel station. Let's head back to Bellheart. Let's get our mask shard, and then I'll talk about this more. Red tools are the best way to do consumable items, in my opinion, because, like, you craft more red tools from the same resource that every single enemy drops, guaranteed. And it's not like rosaries, which only certain enemies drop. No, every enemy drops shell shards. And there's plenty of shell shards you can find on the side as well. So, although, like, finding shell shards is typically kind of boring, and I'm still not in love with how the economy of shell shards was designed. Hello, monitor, please turn back on, thank you. I think it is still better than the way that consumables are handled in the Souls games. Even though it's, honestly, it's somewhat the same thing, it's a lot less convenient in the Souls games than it is here. And I just like the fact that it's a bunch of, you know, it's presented as a bunch of different perks to equip that kind of, like, share ammo in a sense, because, you know, shell shards are used to craft all of them. And there's a few special ones that don't, but still. It's just, it's a lot more convenient and fun to use, restart statement. It is a much more convenient system for me than the consumable items in Dark Souls. So I'm very glad that this is how they chose to go about consumable items. Just because you do have all the crests, you do have silk skills, you do have red tools, I think that overall makes up for the more lame perk selection in this game. That being said, though, obviously this perk selection is far from perfect, and I think I have isolated my biggest problem with it. And I may have gone over this in a previous video, but I can't remember. I think my problem is the way that they have changed the system. So now, as you can see, every perk costs the same to equip. It costs one slot of that perk's respective color. So, like, Snitch Pick is the same cost as Memory Crystal, which is the same cost as Weavlay, which is the same cost as Druid's Eyes. In a system like this, the ideal design is that every single perk has the same value. Even if they're situational, in that situation, they are extremely valuable and worth equipping. Unfortunately, I don't think this game does that. Because Druid's Eyes, if you ask me, way worse than most of the perks here. Pouch is, it's kind of okay. Like, it does add some tick damage, and I'm sure that could be really useful. Maybe you could stack this with Quicksling to have some great DPS effects with your red tools, but, you know, Wisp Eye or Lantern just consumes all your silk for no real good reason. This sucks. I've already ranted about how much this perk just fucking sucks as a whole. And while, you know, you can make a strong argument for equipping most of the ones in the middle here. Reserve Bind's really useful, Injector Band's super useful. Fractured Mask is amazing, Sawtooth Circlet is fun, and I hear that it was apparently kind of broken for a while, so, you know, there's more going on there than I imagined. Longclaw's pretty good, especially on certain crests. Volt Filaments is really good, if you're a Silk Skill type of person. Memory Crystal can help a lot, though not as much as some of these others, still. And, like, that's what I mean. It's really hard, understand it is really hard to give every single perk the same value overall. Like, it's almost not even worth chasing, because it's just not gonna happen. But still, if every perk is going to cost the same to equip, that is, in my opinion, the ideal way of going about it. Because, you know, the first game's charms, they were not all equal value. There were charms that were just straight up better than others. But each charm cost a different number of notches to equip, and that, I think, allows you to do stuff like, you know, if you have a really strong charm, you can give it a high cost, so equipping it will take up the majority of your build. If you have a really weak charm, you can, okay, no, you're not missing any of those. Well, I'm gonna have to go collect those at some point still, but, you know, we don't have any that I don't already have. I'm just gonna see if the Memoriam here, the Memento Station, has anything new. The Materium, that's what it's called. No, absolutely nothing. Okay, cool. And what do I want to do next? That's my current question. That's kind of why I guess that's part of the reason why I started to go on this tangent, is because I actually don't really know what to do next. Yeah, we've already checked this out and there's nothing there. I think overall that's my thoughts on the perks, is like, the fact that they all have the same costs is kind of, sort of, a little... It just means that, like, if I want to play this game optimally, I basically have to run the same few perks the whole game, because, you know, for the exact same cost, I could put on a weaker perk for the sake of variety, but why would I do that when I can spend the same amount, or, like, when I can spend the same cost on a perk that's actually going to help, like Fractured Mask? I think they did an overall good job at making most of the perks viable in some form or fashion, even if the perks aren't nearly as fun as some of the ones from the first game, and I do think that not all the perks are as fun. You know, I do think they at least did a good job of making them making, like, most of them useful in their own ways. So as much as I might say, like, I kind of don't like the perks in this game as much, it's not that much less. I don't like them that much less than the first game. And of course, you do have red tools and crests and whatnot to definitely make up for that. However, this does go into another minor gripe I have with this game, and that's related to Hornet's customizability. The way that this game progresses as opposed to other Metroidvanias... Oh yeah, by the way, fun fact, while I'm passing through this room, I believe if you have not fought Morwing yet, which is possible, it is possible to skip Morwing, if you take a different route through the world. If you haven't fought Morwing yet, I think you can encounter it in this room randomly in Act 3, so yeah, that's a thing. Just wanted to let you know about that real quick. Can I please... Oh my god. I'm trying to kill you with the thing now. Oh, there we go. Killed you with the heal. Perfect, perfect. Didn't even intend to do that, but that's how it worked out. Very nice. Let me check this Bellway Station real quick. Anyway, though, unlike a lot of other Metroidvanias, Hollow Knight Silksong progresses in the sense that Hornet gets more combat options than she does direct strength. And that is certainly, like, a valid way of doing things. Like, I think Metroid Prime kind of works like that as well, where, you know, compare getting a new spell in the first Hollow Knight to getting a new Silk skill in this game, which is roughly equivalent. In the first Hollow Knight, you get, like, Howling Wraiths, and it's just added to your moveset. It's just a thing you can do now. In Silksong, it's a new option from a menu that you can choose to equip, but you can only have one Silk skill equipped at a time. So it's just something else that you can switch out when resting at a bench. And while this is pretty cool, this new curse proves a threat to even to my strength and shell. For your own safety, barkeep, I strongly suggest you remain within your walls. Aye, well, you're welcome to do the same. Stay and wash the troubles away with a few bells and nectar. Though, given the scale of them shakes, I'm thinking I'm thinking I might take more than just a few. Want for a drink, traveler? Sure, I may as well. Let me buy that nectar. Oh my god, I almost sneezed. You guys almost heard my dad sneeze. That would not have been that would not have been very nice. Anyway. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that around this time you're supposed to receive something related to Greymore, but I haven't received said thing yet, so... You know what? I did say I wanted to go and see how Mr. Styx up in Sinner's Road was doing, so I guess I should go do that, like, while I'm at it. It's just, I don't know, I feel like a lot of these videos is me just doing filler shit that doesn't matter in Act 3, so I'd like to avoid doing that if necessary, but hey, you know, it was a curiosity I've had and I would like to satisfy it. What I was saying about Hornet gaining more options as opposed to raw strength, though, is that it does mean that as the game goes on, Hornet doesn't really feel that much stronger. There are some things that increase her direct strength, for example, increasing the damage of your needle, increasing your health bar, increasing your silk meter. Those all directly increase Hornet's strength. And then there's the major abilities like dash, clawline, double jump. Like, those are just a direct increase to versatility and strength without any compensation. However, most of the other things you receive, crests, red tools, you know, perks and things like that, those are things you're meant to change out for others, which means that not any one of them can be better than the others, so it's less like a direct increase in strength and more just another option, another way to do things. And it does mean that Hornet doesn't really feel super strong as the game goes on. And I think this is okay, like, you know, Hornet is certainly strong, she's nimble, she's agile, and you can feel that just controlling her. And, you know, she's able to defeat many a foe throughout this game. She's also super confident in her personality, and I think that definitely adds an air of strength to her. However, like, it just feels like as the game goes on, rather than actually being able to, like, dominate enemies, you just get slightly more resistant to the torment that is this game. Oh, hi, guys. Seems the black threads have taken you out as well. Does make sense, you know. Y'all were just living in a little tent over here. You probably didn't have much defense against the quakes. Ah, well, it's fine. How come all the enemies survived, but those two charming little guys didn't? I mean, I call them charming little guys, but I also found them annoying, so... While I'm in the area... Oh my god, sorry. I suppose I should check my Hunter's Journal to see if... Ooh, up here's probably where Sinner's Road enemies are. See if there's anything here I haven't yet killed enough of. I have not killed enough Roach Keepers. Okay. Oh god, I have to go back to that one room of Bile Water. God damn it. If I want to get the Hunter's Journal done, I have to go back to Bile Water. Can you imagine going back to Bile Water? That's gotta suck. Anyway, though, what I was saying about that is, like... I know that this game does not have to be like other Metroidvanias. You don't have to be an overpowered mess by the end. That is not the only way to do things. And that's not how Team Cherry wanted to do things. But it is something that I missed from this game in comparison to other Metroidvanias, including the first Hollow Knight itself. It's like, by the end of the first Hollow Knight, you were really, really powerful. Like, the regular enemies would melt in one slash from your nail. And though you still had challenges, of course, like the late game boss fights I was gonna say they're no sweat, but, you know, the late game boss fights are nothing to sneeze at. They are super difficult. But, like, you know, the regular enemies, the stuff you've been fighting all game, gets way easier as you go. When I feel like that just isn't the case in Silksong, and it's for two particular reasons. One is that the needle damage has the catch now that enemies increase their damage reduction stat in accordance to it, to basically mean that you only shave off, like, 1 or 2 hits from it. What? I'm really glad I came over to see this now, because I forgot I didn't know this was a thing. Oh no, oh god, oh god, oh god, okay. Once I destroy them, does he come back? That's that. I used a ton of silk, can I just say, oh. Okay, I think he does. The bench comes back at least, I'll take that. And he himself does come back, okay, good. How you doing, buddy?
My mistress has returned to me. Under her protection, I have no fear of the slithering black strings. How the world trembles in their terrible grasp. In such times, only the mighty survive, and those who loyally serve them. I cannot remain here to protect you, sir, but know that my aim is to cut this land free of the black threads. In the meantime, you should concern yourself with your own safety. I hear more than your words, mistress. I hear your true desires pulsing within you. To see them met, I will continue to toil for you. Always.
Sure thing, buddy.
While you stalk through the black ravaged world morsels, I will give them investors. Okay.
I think we get it. You know, while talking to him, I was thinking it over, and I think I might have a change of plans for the rest of this video. I'm gonna look up the remaining major collectibles that I don't have and see if there are any I can go get right now. Okay, I have made a decision for what to do. Turns out all the major collectibles I was thinking of are in areas we haven't been to yet, and I'd like to wait before we progress there, so I think to spend the rest of this video, I'm going to collect the remainder of the relics that I do not have. There is one Weaver effigy I do not have, one Coral Commandment I do not have, and 2 rune harps that I do not have. I think I know which one this is. I might also know which one this is. Let me just double check real quick. I'm gonna have to, like, note them down in my head, or, you know, I'm using the wiki to see which ones they are and where to find them. So, yeah, I'm gonna go do that real quick. Also, wait, W Weaver effigy. There's, like, a weird little space between the W and the E in the name. Interesting. Typo, perhaps? Anyway, though, yeah. We'll just collect the remainder of these, we'll turn them in, and then that'll be the end of the video. How about that? Okay, I was just going to cut around to each of them, but I suppose why not just show the journey to all of them? So, the first one, the Weaver effigy I missed, is actually in a really early game area, surprisingly enough, and somehow I've never found it. I believe it is on the way to Wormways. To the west of the Moss Home, so we're gonna go to that first. At least that's where it was described. I only know the descriptions of where these things are. I don't know precisely where they are. I haven't looked at, like, the map where they have it circled, because they probably made that. Man, the Silksong wiki editors probably never slept when the game came out. I have to imagine what the process is when, like, a new hyped up game releases, just, like, what the process is of, like, documenting everything on those wikis, because it's gotta be, like, a rush to get everything done as soon as possible. Okay, the description says, below the entrance to the Wormways. That's where I am? Oh, hi. Another thing of rosaries I never got. Man, I miss Magnetite Brooch. Oh! Here it is! Okay, I just never found this before. To be fair to me, this is a fucking giant room and there's so many little things to do and see inside of it. What was that? Wait. Do you guys see that little red pixel right there? Like, I'm circling it right now. There's a little red pixel appearing on my screen. That's, okay, that's not showing up in the recording. That's showing up on my monitor. I see. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, because I zoomed the map out and nothing happened. Well, unless it actually was captured in the recording. Okay, well, there's Weaver effigy number 1. Next, we're gonna go for the Coral Commandment, which I believe is up in White Ward, somewhere in the east side. There's somewhere you can Silksong into, and the Coral Commandment is there. So we're gonna do that. I hope there's a Ventrica station that takes me close to the entrance of White Ward and I don't have to loop all the way back around, which would be very nice, but knowing this game's world design... Nah, why would this room connect to White Ward? Silly me. Why would there be a connection down to White Ward from here, you know? Why would we do that? Why would we have, like, excellent, nice, traversable world design in our sequel to the first Hollow Knight, which had exactly those things? Why would we do that? Nah, make the player take the long way around to get everywhere. This is not the right room. Seriously, why does this room not connect to White Ward? I have said it before, I'll say it again. It really should. Like, I know it's not an open world game, but First Hollow Knight had so many great little connections like that. I don't understand why most of them are gone here. And even in the areas where it didn't, those areas at least weren't enormous, you know? Because, you know, Silksong had to go with the bigger is better idea. I shall bow to you. Thank you. Thank you for your service. Alright, hiya. Hiya. Gonna ignore you all, because I believe I have your journal entry. That is another thing I'm gonna be doing. Once we start headed towards the third Old Heart, this main side objective I'm gonna start doing then is looking at my Hunter's Journal and going to, like, you know, grind all the enemies I don't have. So, yeah. Do not worry, I know about that. That's not what I should have done. That is not what I should have done. Because now I'm gonna have to loop all the way around the area. Joy to the world, I did, no. I was referencing Cat Icarus there. It's not a joke that I typically like to make, so I'm just gonna stop myself right there. Alright, so yeah, it's in the eastern side of this place. If this could take me somewhere special, that'd be nice. No, it didn't. Okay, cool. That's fine. Now I sound like that one girl running the item check in Skyward Sword. Want to store items here? That's fine. You want to check them out? Okay. Oh! This fan is still running. I see White Ward certainly survived the black threads. Maybe the colors white and black in, like, the name of the White Ward and the black threads were in communion or something. It's like yin and yang. I don't think I understand the true meaning of yin and yang, so I will not go any further than that. Does this room have the thing? So it really could be any of these rooms that do. I just have to find a place to Silksong into. I'm sure there will be a subtle indication, but you never know, right? Also, I see spider webs. Nah, okay. I do like how this universe makes spiders these, like, magic creatures, because spiders are these weird little dudes in real... Turn on, monitor, thank you. Spiders are just these weird little dudes in real life who have such control over their silk in amazing ways that astounds even, like, the brightest of scientists and whatnot. At least that's what I assume. I don't know. Spiders just do their thing, and we're like, how the fuck are you doing that? And so it kind of makes sense that they were changed into these, like, magic beings in this universe. I haven't had your journal entry yet. Lies low to the ground, perhaps out of reverence for a test, but can spring up suddenly to attack. A sheer makes for a deadly weapon with surprising reach. Sure thing, Hornet. Even though you could just jump and avoid it all. Okay, it is inside a room I've never been to before. Honestly, I might cut some of this meandering out, since it is, you know, not entirely necessary. Gotta head all the way back. I went way too far by going here. That's not really Eastern White Ward, then, because, yeah, it's around there where you have to access it. That's not Eastern White Ward. That's Midwestern White Ward. We say pop around here. Alright, anyway, go with this. And let's see. Yes, up there. Because, naturally, of course, that's a passageway. Like, obviously. How could I not have suspected that? Yeah, this game sometimes can be kind of annoying with that. I kind of wish this game took a page from Ori and the Will of the Wisps, where that game has a long side quest chain you can do throughout the entire thing, and at the end of that side quest chain, you unlock the ability to see every last collectible on the map. This is really cool. What the hell is this? A portal? Are we making a portal over here? What the fuck is this? There were Lumaflies trapped in there? Why were there Lumaflies trapped in there? I found a secret area. Ah, the dead. Neat. It's the morgue. We found the morgue. And there it is, our last choral commandment. I do wish, though, that this game would take a page from Ori and the Will of the Wisps, where they have, like, a really long, challenging side quest chain throughout the whole game, and then at the end of it, you unlock the ability to see all collectibles on the map. So then all you have to do is look at your map, go to the glowy thing, collect it, and you have and then you have 100%. And, like, obviously in Silksong, that should be locked behind some kind of Melania Blade of Mikola tier boss battle, but I would still have appreciated having it, because finding some of this shit is really annoying. I know the relics aren't required for 100%, but they're required for 100% in my heart, and that's what I'm going for here. Alright, so now we just have the 2 rune harps, and I think that's it. I know where one of them is. One of them is in the Far Fields Weave Nest, so we're gonna make our way back there. We're off to see the rune harp, the wonderful rune harp of Oz. Obviously, this isn't Weave Nest Oz, you know what I mean. I believe this Weave Nest is called Weave Nest Sindril or something. I saw its name while I was, you know, perusing the wiki, and, I don't remember their names at all. I do remember the locations they're in, though, so yeah. The Far Fields Weave Nest. No, we went too far. Because obviously, the big room that's directly next to this room, obviously the upper path is the only way inside. Couldn't possibly go in from down below, no siree. Couldn't possibly have another entrance down there. I say that, but I have been complaining about rooms that have more than one entrance to them. But even still, like, I think that's the case for it could have worked, because, like, they both lead to the exact same place. So it's not as confusing as it can be for other places. It's when there's 2 entrances stacked on top of each other that both take you to different places. That's the confusing thing that I have trouble with, or that I have problems with. Hi there. Get used to the Far Fields, because we're actually going to be seeing more of this area in the very near future. Probably next episode. Oh god, okay. Okay, little guys. Okay, little guys. I see how it is. I see how it is. Run right on past ow. Right on past ow, you know? And yep. I like how the mushrooms from when Mr. Mushroom was here stay there. That's kind of cool. Open sesame! Is there a bench in here? Yes, there is. Okay, thank God. Because I did read on the wiki that this, in order to get this rune harp, you actually do need to have the sprint shoes equipped. So I'm gonna real quick gonna put on Wanderer's Crest, and then I think it said you also need Flea Brew. So I'm gonna take their word for it, and we're gonna use Flea Brew, because I don't use it enough anyway. But yes, I wanna say, gotta use Flea Brew, and dash all the way down. And then I think that gives you something extra. It sure does. It opens up a hole in the floor, drops you down here. So yeah, if you can get going as fast as possible, then you get access to something extra special, which I think is pretty cool. Whoa, by the way, can I just say, I did not expect to see this. This is cool. It's the edge of the map. It's the edge of the world. It's the same dusty caverns that surrounds the entirety of Farloom. I feel like this game has to take place in some kind of post-apocalypse in the real world, because, like, how else do you explain all of the lands outside of the kingdoms being so desolate, you know? I just wanted to see if this does anything. Can't attack that. It's just like, it's the core of the silk powering this place, I guess. And here it is. There's our rune harp. Oh, inspect. A rune depicting paths away from Farloom. Oh. Was this like a plan the Weavers were making to leave Farloom? Maybe they were just mapping out the outsides? I was wondering if that would unlock anything on my map, like, for example, the locations of all the last remaining collectibles. But no, it doesn't. Okay. Our final thingy. I don't know, can the beasts come into the weave nests? Yes, they sure can. Awesome. Our final relic is up in the high halls, and this one is only accessible in Act 3. We're gonna head up there real quick. I want to know. I may have voiced this out loud in a previous video, and I say this all the time because I have such long gaps between recording these videos that I honestly can't remember what all I did in the previous stuff, but I want to know, if you are fast traveling from a station to another station that's, like, to the left, does the fast travel animation go left, and then does it go right, vice versa? You know, I am right here. Let's test this. Let's go back to Farfields. Yeah, we're traveling to the right. Okay. Then I go right back to the Grand Bellway. It totally does. It totally does, doesn't it? Awesome. We love the little details. Though, since the bellways are like, yeah, since the bellways are all curvy like that, I wouldn't expect it to work exactly that way, but, whatever. It's fine. Alright, going to high halls. Not gonna sit on my high horse or anything, but I don't know where I was going with that. I kinda like to switch crests to one that I haven't used in a while. And I'm afraid it's not gonna be Witch, because fuck Witch. I like having blue tools, is my problem. Let's go with Reaper. Also, why do I not have two things equipped? Oh, maybe last time I used Reaper Crest was in, whatchamacallit, in the Wormways when I was helping the dude and he gave me the Plasmium file. Okay, hold on, let me check something. Okay, just wanted to make sure that I didn't have to waste my time going through the remaining of, Just wanted to make sure I didn't have to waste my time going through the remainder of High Halls. I do not. Hi, you are here. Hello, how are you doing today? You are also here. Good to know. Did not know either of you would be here. What is up, my dudes? My name is Hornet, and you are about to be killed by me. Thank goodness he didn't lock me into another combat arena. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if they did a forum battle part 2? Oh my god. Ridiculous. That would be ridiculous. Alright, let me... I mean, technically Coral Tower, but also... Nah. Not quite the same, if you ask me. Alright, come on. Come on now. Don't kill me. Don't kill me either. Don't kill me either. We're buds. We're friends. We're best friends, okay? There we go. God damn, you had a lot of health. Oh yeah, that's the other reason why Hornet doesn't feel super strong by the end of this game. Act 3, bumping up the health of enemies to be way higher than it was at even the start of the game. So basically, your needle upgrades don't really even amount to much. Like, you never really feel that powerful. It's because throughout Act 3, you don't get much more powerful than you already are, so yeah, there's a bit of a missing thing there. This was the conductor who gave us the song all those times ago, and now he drops a rune harp. With all these relics in hand, let's bring them back to Bellheart. Ordinarily here I would cut ahead to me being inside of Bellheart already, but this is not a main channel Let's Play video, so I'm not doing much editing. I mean, I totally could just cut ahead, but you know what I mean. Pow! Alright. Clamber on up and out. Climbing through that room is always so fun. I love how these perfectly ordinary rooms that are perfectly safe to traverse can be made so fun just by having a little bit of platforming to do in them. And then the platforming just becomes so second nature to you over time.
I smell something on you heavy with the rest, are you? Yes!
Here's the final relics in the game.
Yes, this was my collection. Well, look then, look what I have!
Boom. Carving of Komora, Weaver of Healing, a prayer is etched upon it. Weaver, heal my sons, their fearful hearts, their limbs that shake at the climb to come. We pray, gift but a glimmer of your strength, that when we stand before your divinity, you see bugs shed free of fear. Then we got a rune harp down here. Flee of a Weaver from the furthest edge of Farloon. Flee, sisters, flee until your strength exhausts. So far you may escape at last her silken sight. To start anew, to sustain, free of web, and service eternal. So this was the one from the Farfields, right? I guess then that map was an escape plan or something. Interesting. Free of web and surface return. Oh, so those weave nests were like a collection of weavers trying to escape Grandmother Silk. I see. Interesting. Last words of the weaver. Spiders, spiders, the burden is past. These simple bugs shall bear it full, never to cease, never to silence. We shall die and wait and pray that one may come of silken strength enough to weave us free. And I suppose I was that one. I was gonna say I was that person, but that's not what they said. They said that one may come of silken strength. I was the one with silken strength. Cool.
Yes, yes! This is a mighty collection indeed! So many relics safely piled up in here, nice and safe! I've done so well to gather it all up!
If your collection pleases you, some acknowledgement of my own contribution to its growth is not undue.
Ah, is it gratitude you seek? I will allow you to keep viewing my collection. That is gratitude enough for what little you've given me!
Joke's on you! I can view your collection in my house! I don't need you! And that is that. We now have every single relic in the game. So we have just a few more Materium left to go. I'm not even sure which Materium left to go, but we do have a few more left to go. We got every relic, every cylinder, and quite a few more mementos. But yeah, we're getting close to the end of this thing. We really are. Let me just sit on this bench real quick, check my hunter's journal, and remind myself of all the freaking work I'm gonna have to do. Oh my god, not a single enemy in the Underworks has its journal entry unlocked. Jeez, this is gonna suck. I only need one more of you. How do I... Oh, I've only fought like one of you so far. I guess there's another one to find somewhere. I guess we're gonna have to do that. You weren't exclusive to the Coral Tower, are you? You're in Sands of Karak, so I can't just go there and grab you. I'll be honest, since most of these are enemies we have already seen, I might do this off camera. Like, I might honestly, like, if it's not a new enemy, or an enemy that's, like, particularly annoying to find and kill, or, you know, has a second special encounter you have to find before you get the entry, if it's something like the Judges, which I could just farm up their entry, I might just do that off camera, because I don't think you need to watch me farm up all the frickin' journal entries. It's not going to be that much fun to play, and it's going to be even less fun to watch. I still need to kill one of you. That's incredible. And I still need to kill 4 of you? 4 of you, too? My goodness, I am so behind. 3 more of you? Wait, is that the... Okay, that's the Putrefied Ducts one. Makes sense. I mean, I don't go to that area for good reason. Some more slots here next to the Craws. That's interesting. Some more slots here next to you guys. That's interesting. I think we're gonna be finding this as well at some point soon. Do I have any noticeable gaps on my resume here? Wow, this takes forever to scroll through, doesn't it? Yeah, I have a huge fucking gap here, and I don't know why. I don't know where you find any of these, but I guess we'll find them in due time. Where is this? What's this? What's supposed to go here? I don't know. Lost Garmod, a tragic fate for a once honorable bug. Those void-soaked threads, their physical might is nothing compared to the corruption they wreak upon a soul. Sag. Alright, well, I'll call it good there. Yes, I am ending the video in Bellheart twice in a row. What are you gonna do about it? Next time on Hollow Knight Silksong, we're gonna head towards the final old heart, because honestly, that's all I really know how to do left. All that I really know that's left. So, thank you all for watching, if you did, and as always, I will see you all in the future.